Hello, my name is Vishal. In this video, I'll show you how to bake textures in Arnold software of Maya. For that, I've downloaded a gun model. I'll share the link in the description. So you can download that model and you can also work with that. This model is already UV done. So if you can open the UV editor, you can see that UVs are already done and they are placed in the 01 region itself. So if I generally have the textures like ambient occlusion, curvature, it would generally help me in doing some procedural texturing for the gun. So I thought to set up something like that. So I'll be baking some textures here, especially the curvature and ambient occlusion, and then I'll use this for the shading purposes. Let's see. So first to get the ambient occlusion, or maybe to get the curvature map, we have different shaders and textures. So first let me see what is ambient occlusion. So I'll be going into the shaders, and you should see in the Arnold section we have AI ambient occlusion. It's a shader. Directly you can generally render it. So if I just go to the Arnold render view and then hit render, you get the ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion generally gives the contact shadows, the darker version. I can generally take a different colors so that you can experience the ambient occlusion there. So we have the spread, which you can increase or decrease. You should see that very thin line which is sort of spreading there. We have the fall off, keep it low as it is, and we have self only. When we have different objects here interacting with this, then the contact shadows of this object and this object will be formed when there are intersections, and you don't want that. Then you can say only for self. That means it will affect only to the object. So we have this far clip plane and near clip plane, which doesn't work for this open objects. If you're trying anything like a closed room, then you can experience this near clip and far clip planes, which I'll show you in some different video. But right now it is the ambient occlusion. It's giving me the contact shadows in different shade. In this case I've picked the red color, so I'm getting that here. Alternately, I can select the model and then choose a flat shader. So I'll be using Maya surface shader here, which gives me a flat color. So I'll use that, and then in the color I'll be browsing Arnold texture, okay, and that is AI curvature, okay. So just click that and then go ahead for the render. So here you are seeing convex is identifying certain edges and concave is identifying certain edges. So if you see the comparison, convex is identifying the curvature and concave is identifying the ambient occlusion. So I need not go for ambient occlusion shader in that matter. I can directly choose between this, or if I choose both, I'll get this one, which is very nice. We have a radius of 0.1. I'll put a value of 0.02 or 0.03. Then you see the curvature is nicely baked. I mean not baked, sorry. The radius is nice. I can increase if I want further more, no problem. Then I can also control the spread of that particular texture. So I'll leave everything to the default and then bake the textures for this. So I've assigned a surface shader, and in the color I've plugged the AI curvature texture. Now what I'm going to do is I'll go to the Arnold and then choose the utilities section, and then we have this nice option called render selection to texture. So I need to select the object. So that object is here called as selection. So render it to a texture, that is what it is telling. So open the option, and here we have an output folder. I'll browse to the desktop and create gun textures and then select it, and then I'll choose a size of 2048, which should be a 2K texture. We have anti-aliasing samples. We can increase if you want a better quality map, if you are getting the noise there. This is pixel filtering. Gaussian should be the fine one, and it's how much width for the filter is assigned there. So we have shader override. If you want to assign any new shader, then you can put a shader override, and if you want to bake a specific UDIM, give a name for the UDIM, and that particular UDIM will be baked, or you can say bake all, then it will be baking everything there. So getting that options, I'll just apply render, and then it will take a while, and then you will see the texture baked to the object. Now that texture will be a greater help for us. It took a while, so this is what I'll get. I'll just assign a new surface shader, and in color I'll browse the texture which has been saved. So you see all that textures baked into the UVs, I mean the procedural texture into the UV texture. Okay, so this can be used later for the procedural texturing. So I'll use that thing. I'll use these textures and then get some result out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first assign a normal AI standard surface shader, and then use a area light, on the top. I'll create a new camera, I'll put a focal length of 100, and lock the camera. So that should be good. Now I'll go to the render view, open attribute editor, and select the area light. So I increase the exposure, I'll put a value of 7. That should be fair enough. So I'll just duplicate this, and then render it. Like that. Now select the gun model, and then I'll also put a sky dome light. I'll put the visibility of the light to the camera off, and put a intensity so that some planes which are in dark will be filled. Now I just want some metal here. Okay, so I'll just increase the metalness and increase the roughness so that it becomes metal there. Okay, so we will name this as metal shader. So I'll open Hypershade so that we can play with the textures. Firstly, we have metal shader, which is this. I'll delete unused nodes, so I just want to clean up my outliner, sorry, Hypershade. Now select the gun and then go for AI standard surface shader again. And this time I'll take a black color and slightly rough. Okay, the lights can actually do wonders, so I'll just select the light and then rotate it. Like that, and then duplicate it. That's cool. So we got the paint shader. For the paint shader, maybe we can assign some bump here. I'll go to the geometry and then choose a 2D texture. We don't have anything grainy in 2D texture, so I'll be taking 3D texture, rock, and then I put a value of 0.01. And I scale the texture. We have the grain size, keep it very low, and then create that nice roughness here. Okay, now if you see, I've got paint and I've got the metal. So let's select the gun model and then name this as paint shader. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is bring the paint shader and a metal shader here, and then go to the shader section, and then we have mix shader. Okay, and then in the mix shader, add metal shader, paint shader. If I've got anything about it, I'll just swap it, because if I don't get anything expected, then I assign this mix shader here. Then I bring the file node, and then bring our baked texture, and then connect this red channel to the mix. Now let's render it. So it's converting into the TX, and then you get it. Now if you see, the paint is only on the edges in the red channel. So what I'm going to do is I have two options here, either inverting this result or swapping this texture. So what I'm going to do is, in mix shader, I'll put metal shader down and paint shader on the top. Now you get the paint and you get the metal on the edges. And if you wanted some sort of noise, the lines are, if you feel that they are pretty straight, then you can take anything like a fractal texture. Okay, then bring the layered texture and put the fractal and the layered texture both. So wherever this color is going, sorry, I'll connect the red to the green to the blue. Okay, and so I'll just render this, then you got the noise. If I start blending it, okay, in, out, add and subtract, you should see that nice edges there. And let's see in the multiply is also giving a very decent texture difference. Darken, saturate. So either subtract or multiply should do the job. So select the fractal and start working with the texture there. And in between you can maybe add a color correction tool, and then you can take it further, like file, goes to color correct. So I'll choose AI color correct, and then input, okay, then I connect this red there. So now if I select the AI color correct, okay, I can see the it's not showing up. I just wanted to see here. Maybe I'll just close and render. It's not showing up. So I select the AI color correct and then increase the exposure or adjust the gamma. You can see that result there. As I said, I can now go to the fractal and play with the texture there.